Go ahead and start this meeting. The Board of Aldermen of the City of Brookshire will conduct a regular meeting on Thursday, December 15th, 2022 at 7:00 p.m. in the council chambers of the Brookshire Municipal Building located at 4029 Fifth Street. And before we get started, I would like to do a prayer and a pledge. Is there anyone who would love to give us a prayer?
Most gracious Father, which art in heaven, we bow and give our thanks for the blessings that we receive. We're grateful for this Christmas season and for all that it brings to our remembrance. We're grateful for this city of Brookshire and for the opportunity we have to be together today to move forward in this business. We pray, Father, thy Spirit guide and direct our efforts, that we might be able to make decisions that are best for our city and for the residents thereof. We ask you to bring to mind always the sacrifice of thy Son, and help us to remember that each of us is one of thy children, to move forward together as we seek to follow thee. And this we pray in the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Tony. Mr. Rodney, will you do the roll call for us, please?
Yes, sir. Mayor Branch,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Branch,
Here.
Alderman Taylor,
Here.
Alderman Hill,
Present.
Alderwoman Nudo, Alderman Scott,
Okay, we're missing two, but we can
Still have
still,
a quorum.
we can still roll on. Chief, would you mind getting that sign-in list for me? Thank you, sir. Okay. On the list we have here is first is Mr. Henry Lasker. Before we start with, I'm gonna give everybody a chance to talk. We're gonna try to hold it down to 2 minutes. We've been staying here too long. And so if you'd like to speak, then let's go on and hear what you got to say. Mr. Henry Lasker? You don't want to speak?
But I want to,
Henry.
I want to thank you all.
Yeah, you just gotta do it official. Just come on, play along. Thank you, sir.
Okay, my name is Henry Lasker. I'm the president of Bonafide Riders. I just want to thank the board for, back in August, I never got a chance to thank y'all for the support for our ride was very successful. Thank y'all.
Thank you, sir. Next we have Daniel Williams. You good? All right.
They actually just signed it. They signed it, but they were signing and saying they were here.
Signing in.
But,
That's great.
I'll speak their name.
Okay, I'm going down the line. Mr. Grant? You just want, okay, okay.
But
I can put that.
all of them if you let me.
Just hold on. Mr. Lights, Thomas Lights? Yes, sir.
Yes, my name is Thomas Light. You know, I retired from the military. I also went to Norfolk, Virginia, Portsmouth Sheriff Police Academy. I graduated from there. And I want to say is that I pray that this council does not reinstate Officer Fowler. And that's what I would say, because I was taught by the police academy about what the officer was, and some of the things that he's done here in this city is not right, and he should not be a part of this association. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd high-five you, but that probably would be unprofessional.
Next, we have Ms. Katrina Lee.
Two minutes.
I'm Katrina. I'm about to say the same thing. I don't think you should reinstate either one of the officers. They're running lives. We got whole reports that are missing and not consistent with what's going on in Brookshire. I don't think either one of them need to be a part of the police department. I think y'all should fire everybody.
Oh, my.
Okay. I hope everybody else remember to put their phone on silence. Let me make sure I'm one of them. Okay.
At least it was a good song.
Yeah.
I didn't sign my
This-
name, but I would like to speak too.
Ms. Diamond,
More than enough to talk.
you're not gonna speak.
Eugene, he really gonna ask if anybody else would like to speak. If you just hold on 2 more seconds.
This branch, I know that. I just want to pile it in by they did that, I want to pile it in.
Okay, well,
Build up.
we still here. We're gonna hear what you got to say. We got one more, Mr. Ollie Williams.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ali Williams, AKA DJ Rumpelstiltskin. I'm here in reference to City Council that created an event committee. One of the City Councilman persons is the chairperson. And it's been a minute and no contact has been made. The year's ending, and you have people in this town, citizens that would like to get together and prepare to have events for the upcoming year. So the information was relayed to the chairperson. So the chairperson, I don't know if she received it, but there's no contact and no communication between the citizens. And the citizens needs to be a part of every event in this town. When I first came to this town, it was a problem. It's still a problem. It's a bad racial problem in this town. And I've been trying to pull them together. Once I start, I get halfway, I have to start all over again. Because everybody hating against each other. It's got to stop. There's a lot of people in this town would love to see things happen, prosper, and move forward. Other counties would come if they see us flourishing, because I'm quite sure they had the same problem too. But it's up to the leadership. If you are appointed over a committee or chairperson to do something, you need to do it. Because the people are depending on you. You're the leader. It's a group of people right now ready to move, been ready to move, for at least about a month. Nothing has been done. And someone needs to start to do something. Before you know it, next year will be here. And some events already been planned for next year, and the people planning them and promoting them don't have anything to do with the city of Brookshire. Nothing, not one thing. But yet still they promoting everything in this town. And that's not fair to all the citizens. This is not one person town. And then they come around, this is a city with 2 towns in it. That's wrong. Everybody should come together. Come together, pray, socialize, have parties, and have fun. But it got to start with the city council.
Okay, you need to wrap it up, Mr.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, now we'll move back to agenda. We're going to table agenda item number.
Mr. Lasker would like to speak, ma'am. Please.
You want to speak
God,
again?
let him speak.
He never spoke.
Oh, that one.
But hold on.
Hold on, let me put your name. Let me put your name.
You and you.
Who?
Oh, you can't just come up here talking crazy.
But you talk crazy to me outside.
No, sir, I didn't. I spoke to Mr.
No,
Williams.
no. Hold on,
Don't
hold on.
come in here with this tonight, Eugene, please.
But you argue with Officer England. You argue with Officer the last week. I'm looking at it on TV. I didn't come here to argue with you. I come here just to say, nice job. Nice job. Very nice job. And nice job. That's all I come here to say.
Well, thank
So you started that outside. I did not start it
I spoke
outside.
today, and I didn't speak to you.
Yes, you just said what you just said to me. What am I here for?
Okay.
You said what am I here for?
Okay.
I can come to the city council meeting anytime I want to.
Yes, you can.
Okay,
And
then
I
don't ask me
apologize
that.
that you thought that I was talking to you, Mr. Lasker, but thank you so much for participating, and thank you for your input, and thank you for the
But
attaboy.
okay, we through with it. As of me being not a citizen of Brookshire, but somebody that hold a hand in Brookshire, this is our problem right now. Our problem is led by people in Brookshire that take friends and do what they want to do with their friends. They let their friends do what they want to do, and then they get mad at me because she asked me a question, and she get mad. No, don't get mad at me. Get mad at the people that you got sitting here in Brookshire, and you think you smarter than me. You're not smarter than me. I know more than what's going on in Brookshire you ever know. Branch, you arrested me in 2001 on something you didn't even know me about, and you're the mayor of Brookshire right now. Think about what I'm saying. Mr. Hill came to Brookshire. Bona fide. That's why we here. We voted. We did a good job for you to come to Brookshire. But everything is changing now. Everybody's doing what they want to do. You got the police force. We sat there and looked at a film of the city council meeting last week, the December the 1st, and we didn't know what was going on. The city of Brookshire is messed up. We need to start right here. Right here. We need to start right here. Because the police force is messed up. You get pulled over, you don't even know what to do. When you listen to what happened last week in this city council,
Okay.
that hurt everybody. I mean, look at Bonner. That's the reason we here today, because of what we seen last week. If y'all don't want me to speak, she got mad at me because I told her, no, you don't have to know what I'm here to talk about. So, as him being a police officer, now I found out, I don't know what's going on. And I'm a citizen, not a citizen, but I'm a probably person of Brookshire. I love Brookshire.
Okay, your time is up, sir. Thank you very much.
You put Reggie out for no reason.
You could talk to Mr. Reggie about that, and he'll.
Put me out?
I didn't say that. You said something to me.
Reggie,
You said something to me.
2001, you arrested me for nothing.
Okay.
When you was a police officer.
Sure.
And you
Okay.
you let.
I don't want to talk about it no more.
Pastors come in and talk to you like a dog.
Who?
They did, the pastors.
Ain't no
You
pastor.
remember that when y'all finna fire the chief? The pastors came in here and talked to you like a dog. They said what they wanted to say to you, and everybody else said something to you. You act
That's-
like you wanted. You put Reggie out, which I mean.
I didn't
Reggie.
put Reggie
But
at.
You want us to stop talking
Okay.
because we
It's
talking
over
to
with.
your wife.
Let's move on.
Something something going on there. Y'all need to change this here.
Yeah, okay. Let's, which one we on? Oh, we are agenda item number 4
6.
or 6. Did we skip 4 and 5 already?
Table those already.
Okay. Okay, let's move down to agenda item number 6, discussion and possible action issue a request for proposals for convention center revocation. Shh, please be quiet.
They the city council. We shouldn't even be getting mad anyway. They should be listening. We voted them in.
You should be listening when I say be quiet, sir. We're trying to conduct business here. Let us go on. You the only one back there flapping?
But you let them pastors say, they threatened you and did everything. You and Mr. Hill, they threatened y'all.
So
You
what?
let them get away with it.
Threaten me on what?
You don't remember that?
No.
We can run the tape back.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on.
All right, council, in front of y'all, y'all have the bids that were received for the convention center. There are 3 in here. The 4th person was supposed to be here tonight, but they haven't shown up. I've kind of listed out, in my opinion, some pros and cons of each one of them. Ms. Franklin from Venus Construction is here as well. Personally, after reviewing all of these, this would be the one that I would go with.
And which one was that, Mr. Hill?
Venus Construction. The first one has revised their bid to include those items that were listed under cons, but now their bid is at $271,000, and they're willing to give a $50,000 donation if they can get a tax receipt, but I'm not advocating that we do anything like that. Out of all of them, Ms. Franklin's was the most complete as far as the LED light conversions. In that convention center. With that, I'll let y'all review that. If y'all have any questions of Ms. Franklin, she is here as well.
Council, any further discussion?
Ready for a motion?
Well, if nobody's.
I don't have a problem with his recommendation, so if he'd like to make a motion, I'm ready.
Ms. Franklin, just out of curiosity, do you see there's any fluctuation in pricing coming down the line that we should consider adding a little bit of pad to it, or are we good?
Online, we discussed if you guys are ready to go, I don't see anything, any price changing.
Okay.
Price increases on any material.
Okay. I move we award,
Next couple of months.
yes. I move we award the contract for the convention center rehabilitation to Venus Construction at the contract price listed plus the $600 for the architect drawings.
Second.
And Ms.
$194,392.
You need
Miss-
to add
Miss
$600
Taylor?
for the architect.
Correct.
Or,
And thank you.
Looking forward to it.
Okay, motion carries. Agenda item number 7, discussion and possible action regarding the storage building originally intended for the use as a dog pound. Ms. Branch?
Well, the last time we spoke about it, we were going to try and keep it within the city. Mr. Rodney, has anybody inquired about purchasing the building that was? Chief Miller, did you have an opportunity,
Ms. Branch, ask you a question.
did you have the opportunity to do any, cost evaluations for the fence for around it and shelves and what all?
Not yet. I was gonna actually try to get that the beginning of the year. With this Christmas, I've been dealing with this Christmas toy drive, and I'm short-handed. So if you would give me to at least the first of the year, after the New Year's, I can get some bids going.
I'd like to make, just table this and ask that it not be on the first, but the second city council meeting in January. It's a future agenda item, Mr. Rodney.
Okay, moving on to agenda item number 8, discussion and possible action regarding the status of Smith Street and potential dedication, abandonment, and relocation of the South Street for development purposes.
So Mayor and Council, you have Mr. Brian Harbuck here. This is kind of a joint, an early on part of a joint project that he's working on a parcel, and associated with his proposed development, there's gonna be some drainage issues that flow into what apparently there's some confusion about what Smith Street is. We have some evidence, but no ordinance or anything that shows that Smith Street, along with a whole group of streets, were abandoned maybe back in the 70s. But the 911, like Mr. Harbuck's got some documentation, 911 identifies Smith Street as an existing street, and in other places it's labeled as a street different from what 911 has. And so, I mean, there may not be action to take tonight, but I mean, Mr. Harbuck's here to explain the project and what the issue might be. The only action I think that we can take is that you may want to, after hearing what he says, to direct staff to begin researching some of the streets that may or may not have been abandoned, so we can have a record of what those are. But I mean, Mr. Harbuck can probably explain that to you much better.
Yeah, so I stumbled across this Smith Street discrepancy when talking with KDD about drainage on my project or my land across the street from Westbrook. It's at the corner of Gaston and Palmer. And there's some drainage issues all in this whole area, all the way to 359. Everybody's probably familiar. So what I was trying to do in talking to BKDD, we discussed having drainage that goes from my side out to the BKDD ditch under the Westbrook Mobile Home Park. It's in the middle of it, actually. And so we found a location to do that. The owner of the property is willing to pursue that. And I've met with the GC, I've done a bunch and we could do it, but we looked at his survey and it shows Smith Street in a location where there's houses, a mobile home sitting, and it's grass. It's not, it was from an 1893 plat. We've seen the plat, that's all that Waller County has. Apparently there are no records accessible here. After a search, I know there was some searching. And so, it'd be a private easement to just put a pipe in to help with the drainage, and it would help my property, that property, and probably others. But I can't spend the money to have BKDD review plans, and then they circle back to the city, and it's in Smith Street. But so that's the purpose of my presence here, is to see if we can initiate this, there's maybe faster ways to do it than searching. Apparently the records are maybe 50 years old, not accessible by computer search or recorded documents. So maybe Justin would know another way to do that, but that's why I'm here. I'm just trying to have a clear piece of land to work on this pipeline easement to improve the drainage. And Smith Street just happens to be a problem.
So the owner of the Westbrook Mobile Home Park sent an email to, I think, some city staff. I don't know if Mr. Barnes is included in that, but his request, I mean, what he seems to believe is all the roads that are listed inside his mobile home park, I think most all of them should have been abandoned a long time ago, but no one has the records for that. And so Mr. Harbuck's project would be associated with that because one of those streets is this Smith Street. But right now, we don't have any evidence of anything. All we have is this old plat, and so there could be, I mean, probably the most practical way to do this is we just have city staff look at some of this stuff. My guess is we're not gonna find any records just because of the age of the stuff, which would mean that we'd come back to a city council meeting sometime and do this. We have to pause it because you don't have a quorum when Ms. Branch leaves.
No action. Keith Smith?
We have to pause till Ms. Branch comes back in.
You can do that. Basically, we just can't discuss anything until Ms. Branch comes back.
Oh, you have that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So council, what I would suggest is you just either direct staff to review this, or if you want to, I mean, you can take action to, we can begin the abandonment process of this, but I mean, in my opinion, we need more information before you take that action.
I say more information. I was on council when all of this was discussed before. There was supposed to be a grant for those, if I'm not mistaken, it's 3 culverts. They were supposed to be removed, but all of that fell on Westbrook Mobile Home Park, the streets did. So I'm in agreement. I would like to do a little bit more research on that before we make a final decision.
So no action, just we'll direct staff to do that.
Okay, no action. Let's move on to agenda item number 9. It is discussion and possible action regarding the Community Development Block Grant number CDV 21-025. Mr. Hill.
Council, as y'all are aware, this is, well, you may not be aware, I guess let me correct my statement. In your packet, you see the application for this. This is a grant that was applied for by the city for the benefit of the water district for about $350,000 for a generator for Cooper. And if you recall, some council meetings ago back in July, they sent one of their board representatives over here to us to ask us for $500,000 for the same generator. And if you were here at the last city council meeting, a letter was read from the water district that they're refusing to meet with the city of Brookshire to discuss issues. I'm not sure what the thought process was in improving this, but I have a problem with some of the items that are on here, including we're constructing a new driveway for them, a lot of other stuff. I'd like to consider us, if it would please the council, for me to begin discussions with GrantWorks to determine if we have an exit out of this If the water district doesn't want to meet, why should we be given the tax dollars from the citizens of Brookshire to further enable them to continue bad service? And that's basically what I'm asking permission for and making sure y'all are aware before I begin those discussions.
And that is your motion, Mr. Hill.
Yes, ma'am.
Second.
Okay, motion carries. Agenda item number 10, discussion and possible action stating the abatement and demolition of the process of 4 fire damaged structures. Mr. Hill.
This may be more appropriate for Mr. Pruitt, but we have the 4 different dwellings within the city of Brookshire that have been fire damaged in the last year, year and a half, 2 years. What do we need to do to get the process started to start? I know we got to prove up title, and I know there's some discrepancies on a few of those properties, but where are we at and what can we do to get this moving forward so that those are taken care of in a reasonable time period?
So that's step one. You have to do title research, essentially, and get all interested, property owners, and then you have to have, if there's any financial implications like mortgagees, lenders, lien holders, anything like that. You get a list of those. That's so title search. We get that for all 4 properties, and then we set a meeting date for you all. You're going to act as the board that would, determine, call those things substandard, dangerous structures. And so we'd send notice of that meeting to all the parties that are identified in that title search, and then based on evidence, your building official or somebody acting in that capacity would present evidence to you of what the structural damage on those properties, and then you either accept that report and order those things substandard, or there's other things you can do. But generally, if they're that damaged, you can order them substandard and vacated if needed to be, or demolished. And then the cost associated with that, if the city does that, then those would be liens on the property. But again, step one of the whole process is order title searches for all 4 addresses to find all interested parties.
And is that something that our city staff could do, or?
They can. I mean, the state law would say that you've done your due diligence, and that if you take efforts to find it, But sometimes there's little things out there that if you pay for the title search, it's worth it in the end, because it's easier to get, and you'll find more parties more than likely than you would if you just did it.
So actually, our motion could be to direct Olson and Olson, AKA you, to do a title search on the properties. Well, that'd be my motion.
Second.
Thank you.
Merry
What was
Christmas.
the motion?
To get Olsen and Olsen to pull property.
You second. And Mr. Hill, your vote.
4.
Motion carries.
Councilman Hill, will you send me the addresses of the 4 properties?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next one is agenda item number 11, discussion and possible action regarding the approval of city council meeting minutes for July the 7th, July the 21st, and November the 3rd, and November 17th of 2022.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes for July 7th, July 21st, November the 3rd, and November the 17th, 2022.
Second.
Mr. Hill?
4.
Okay, motion carries. Move on to agenda item number 12. Discussion and possible action regarding invoice payments and reports.
Mr. Rodney, you got your pencil ready? Number 1, Launch Graphics was listed as reimbursement to myself for the Christmas festival, but y'all wrote a check to them. So I just want to make sure that's clear on the record. Number 2, Consolidated Communications is still on at the old fire department. We supposedly had canceled it, and we had to credit the last 2 bills. Now all of a sudden it's nearly $400 again. Yes, sir. 910 Gresham. We also had the AC fixed at the old fire department. Anybody aware of that?
No.
Had Mr. Kelly's signature on there.
Yeah, Mr. Tim was out there. He went and got it fixed.
Okay.
He went and got it fixed? Oh, what was the price on that?
$89.
Oh, well, that goes on.
The point is, it's supposed to be an empty building. Why are we doing anything until we've determined? Well, that was, okay.
Well, I think you probably, I think you know where we're going with that, Mr. Kelly.
Yep. So if staff will check into that. Chief Miller?
And Mr. Barnes, you might want to make note of that also.
Yeah. Chief Miller, if you'll have, for our next council meeting, the actual full consolidated bills pulled for PD, the amount y'all are spending on phone and internet just blows my mind. So
I hit the share cards. We got rid of them.
this is consolidated now. This is the internet, I mean, to the tune of almost $2,700 a month. So I'd like to kind of have some justification of why it's costing that much for that. That's all I have.
Agenda item number 12, discussion and possible action regarding.
Were you gonna take a vote on the invoice payments?
That's what was
Nobody made a motion. I will, though. Make a motion, we approve the invoice payments and reports with the caveat that both Mr. Barnes and Mr. Rodney are gonna get together to address the concerns that are listed in there.
Okay.
second.
Ms. Branch, your vote.
I abstain.
Okay. Discussion and possible action regarding invoice payments and reports.
Hey, we just did that. We on 13.
Agenda item number 13, request for future agenda items. We'll start with you, Mr. Hill.
Discussion and possible action, RFP for banking services.
Second.
Four.
Okay, motion carries. Mr. Hill.
Discussion and possible action, review of the Waller County Animal Control contract.
Second.
Ms. Taylor.
Four.
Mr. Hill, you have any more?
That's all for today.
That's it.
Sir?
Ms. Taylor?
None at this time, Mayor.
Ms. Branch?
Discussion and possible action on Daddy Duncan Barbecue refusing to get, permit for the awning, carport, whatever you'd like to call it. That he be fined from the day that he installed that to December the 31st, and as of December the 31st, that he be asked to exit with his carport awning as well as the food truck.
That's your motion.
That's my motion.
A second.
Second.
Did I say I did say,
Rescind the permit.
yeah, but he needs to, pay the fine for the permit day by day.
Ms. Taylor, your vote.
Four.
Carries. Ms. Branch?
And that's all I have, sir.
Agenda item number 14, council reports, community announcements. Mr. Hill, we'll start with you.
I have none at this time, but I'd like Chief Miller to make sure he plugs their event this weekend.
Chief Miller?
So, council, this weekend, Saturday, at 9 o'clock.
Chief Miller, were you talking to one of those microphones? We can't
Sure,
hear you when it comes to.
So, council, this Saturday, 9 o'clock, starting at the Brookshire Police Department, we're gonna be leaving 9 o'clock sharp. Our first stop gonna be on Willow Springs on 5th Street. So, it's gonna be nice. We got a lot of toys, and it's probably gonna be one of the biggest Christmas toy drives that Brookshire have had. I mean, just to throw it out there, I'm sure I got 16 or 17 bikes, brand new bikes, and a bunch of toys. So we just ask that all the kids come out, and we're gonna put a smile on their face. Okay.
Thank you, sir. You have anything else, Chief? That's it?
I believe that's it. Oh, on the bicycles, I'm still asking for parents to give me a letter saying why they feel that their child should get a bike. Whether they're doing good in school or taking care of business at home, not giving their parents no problems, they might get a bike. So, but it won't happen on the 17th. It might be a few days after the 17th, after we get all these toys distributed to the kids. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Chief. We'll go into agenda item number 15, executive session.
Mayor, before executive session, just later on in the agenda, you have a potential for an appeal for Mr. Dale Harbor. And we need to know if Mr. Harbor wants to hold his appeal in public, or do you want to handle it in an executive session?
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
It is now 7:46. If all of y'all would step out.